Hey, fifth graders, again. We're going to continue on our understanding the coordinate plane. Okay. Hopefully you guys were able to get a chance to watch the vocabulary lesson and video, because it's going to be super helpful, because you're going to hear me saying all of those vocabulary terms, and they all obviously have a meaning, and an important meaning when we talk about understanding coordinate plane. Okay, but I really like the start slide today. You do not have this problem in your packet, but I just want to review what an ordered pair means. Okay, so it says name the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate for each ordered pair shown below. So now, when we think of ordered pair, right here, this vocabulary word that was in the very first vocabulary video. An ordered pair are two coordinates put together. This is an example of an ordered pair. 2, 7, that's an ordered pair. 0, 9 is another ordered pair. Okay. Now in every ordered pair there is a x-coordinate and a y-coordinate. Hopefully you guys know which one comes first and which one comes second, because it never changes, and it's in our vocabulary video. We obviously know, if we watched it, that the x-coordinate, no matter what, every single time comes first. So the x-coordinates in these two ordered pair is 2 and 0, because our x-coordinate is always first in an ordered pair. And then obviously our y-coordinate would be 7 and 9, because it comes second in our ordered pair. That's an ordered pair, that's how we read them. X-coordinate first, y-coordinate second. Alright, moving on, guys. Okay, so today we're going to be focused on page 651 in your packet. I'm going to write it down here. Page 651. Go ahead and follow along with me, alright? And hopefully we can get some learning done. Alright, here we go. So on number 1, it says points A, B, and C are graphed or plotted. It's just another way of saying they're putting a point on a piece of paper, or a graph, or a coordinate plane. Okay? So in the coordinate plane below, use the graph to write the ordered pairs for each point. So we just practiced this. Every single ordered pair has two coordinates, an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate, x coming first, y coming second. Okay? So we're going to go and find each point and figure out its ordered pair. Okay? Let's start with A. So I see A right here. Okay. So with x-coordinate always coming first in an ordered pair, I like to start with the x-axis. Okay? So remember, every coordinate plane has an x-axis running horizontal and a y-axis running vertical. Okay? So when I look at the x-axis, I'm trying to find where does A line up with the x-axis. Well, I don't have to travel very far for this one, because it's at the origin. It's 0. The point lines up with 0, and we know that the origin starts with the 0, 0 ordered pair. So I know for my x-coordinate, A lines up with 0. So I have 0. Then, since y-coordinate comes second, I go to trying to find my y-coordinate in the y-axis that runs vertically. So I look at A, and it lines up perfectly with 2. So the ordered pair for point A is 0, 2. Easy enough. Okay, let's move on to B. Okay, so I find B right over here. Now a little bit trickier, because whenever something lines up, whenever a point or a plotted point lines up with the origin, it's kind of easy to find because it's lined up with 0. This one's a little bit trickier, but I do the same process. X-coordinate comes first, so I try to use the x-axis to find that coordinate. Okay, so I find B, and luckily it's on graph paper, and I follow in which number does it line up with on the x-axis. It lines up with 2. So I know that the x-coordinate is 2. Okay? Then I go to y, and I figure out that B lines up with 4 on the y-axis. So my y-coordinate is 4. The ordered pair for point B would be 2, 4. 2 on the x, 4 on the y. Easy enough. And our last one to practice today is going to be point C, right over here. And once again, what do I start with, people? Which one comes first? The x-coordinate. So I always start with the x-axis first. So I see where it lines up. And C lines up with 4 on the x-axis right here. Good. and it lines up with 1 on the y-axis. So, point C's ordered pair would be 4, 1. Okay? Hopefully these ordered pairs make sense. It's not too complicated once we practice a bit. Okay? And it's the same process every single time. Alright? X coordinate first, y coordinate second. And that's what I use. It's the same process I use when I go to find those ordered pairs. I find the x-axis first, horizontally, and I find the y-axis second, vertically. Okay? Alright, moving on, guys. We're going to flip over in your packet to, or at the bottom part of your packet on page 651, number 2. It says, plot the following points in the coordinate plane in problem 1. Label each point with its letter name. So it gives us 2 points. It says point D and point E. I have 1, 0. I have 3, 2. Okay, I'm going to go back to the previous slide, and I'm going to write those at the bottom. Okay, because I cannot work with multiple slides. Okay, so I know that I need to plot point D. Point D, and that is 1, 0. Okay. Then I also need to plot point E. Okay. E, and that is, I think, 3, 2, correct? Yep, 3, 2. Alright. Here we go. Now let's start with point D. Okay. Once again, same process. We start with the x coordinate and then the y coordinate. My x is 1, so I travel over 1. And then my y-coordinate is 0. So do I need to travel up the y-axis? No, because 0 means it's at the origin. So technically my point is just over 1 on the y-axis and up 0, or over 1 on the x-axis and up 0 on the y. So my point lines up perfectly on the origin, 1 over on the x. So it said I needed to label it, and I'll label it D. Easy enough? Alright, let's go with point E. So, once again, you're probably going to get sick of me saying this, but I start with the x-axis and the x-coordinate, and then move to my y-coordinate on the y-axis. Okay, so point E, I go over 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, and I know I'm going to go up 2 points on the y-axis. So, 1, 2, 3 on the x, 1, 2 on the y, and it should line up. 3, 2, and I need to label that point E. There we go. There you have it, guys. The last thing that we're going to talk about is how to put this into a table to help organize all of our work. Okay. So we're going to look at number 3 on page 652. It's just one page over in your packet. And it says, x and y coordinates can be organized in a table like the one below, right here. Okay? It says, letter A says, use the coordinate plane on the previous page to complete the table with the coordinates for A, B, and C. Well, we already had the points because we found them together. So, point A, we had x-axis was 0. Y-axis was 2. Point B was x-axis 2. Y-axis 4. And then part C, or point C, was 4 on the x, 1 on the y. Now guys, this isn't some fancy way of doing the coordinate planes or doing ordered pairs any differently. It's just a different way of viewing it. Okay? Technically, these are still ordered pairs. Right here for point A, right here for point B. It's just another way of organizing our data and our points. Okay? Hopefully that made sense, guys. And like I said, if you have any questions, contact your teachers. Alright, guys. Good luck.